Welcome back to Theresa.is.Dead. My name is Theresa and I'm very much alive. And if you're new here, welcome. I have an awful garbage mouth, and if you're not into that or weird shit in general, then this is not the place for you. Feel free to exit out the video here. No harm, no foul. But I'll remember our time fondly. If you want to jump straight to the overall review of the product, I'll leave a time code down below. Feel free to jump ahead. So I don't even know how to even talk about this story because it literally just happened tonight, that it's still fresh in my mind, and I don't know how to process it, but I'm going to do my best, okay? And I'm going to keep this short because the more I think of... My neighbors are having sex loudly. It's like, I mean, I already had a fucking shitty day, and the last thing I need to do is just hear my fucking 6-year-old neighbors go to Pound Town. Alright, anyway, I left work a couple minutes early today thinking that I was gonna beat rush hour. Yeah, that fucking didn't happen, okay? As I'm walking through the station, I start to hear that my next train is coming. I ran down the fucking stairs as fast as humanly possible, almost blew out my knee, but I didn't care because I wanted to get the fuck on that train, and I wanted to get home because I wanted to record this video. So there I am, smushed up on top of the door, and next to a man that I can only describe looks like he could be a double for the Kool-Aid Man. And you know, he smiles at me, and I smile back at him, and whatever, I see that he's listening to music, doing this, dancing on the train, and there I am like this. Now the side that I'm on, the doors don't open, right? They kind of open like towards the end of the trip. So I'm pretty comfortable, you know, for pancake standards. Guys next to me just dancing, going like just living his life, and I can't be mad at it. Whatever. It's fucking Thursday. Is it Thursday? No, it's Wednesday. Is it Thursday? It's Thursday. Wow. All of a sudden the train fucking stops, like on a dime, like really hard, right? I, of course, fall on the Kool-Aid Man. The Kool-Aid Man then props me back up and goes,
"It's okay, Angel."
I'm not gonna complain. Angel is a very nice thing. He could have called me a lot of other things. I'll take Angel, fine. So after I unfused our fat from each other, I then hear the PA system go. What I'm about to tell you is absolutely true. And it's happened tonight. Never had this happen to me before. My hands are still shaking because of it. It freaked me out that much. Now, where I'm standing at, right, I'm on like the left side of the train, okay? So here's some doors, here I am, right here, Kool-Aid's right there, right? There is like a couple of seats here, and then it's like, you know, like a connecting door into the next train car. So basically, I'm all the way at the end of the train car. I just hear, ah! Really loud, right? I hear it to the right of me. So I position my neck like this, and I just see people all the way down at the end of the car flailing their arms like fucking wacky inflatable tube people, right? Screaming. Think of it kind of like the wave, like at sporting events, except not the wave, and instead they're crashing into each other, and literally just people are jumping up and down, smashing into each other. I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? I noticed though that the movement of all these people doing these weird things is coming closer and closer and closer. So now I'm thinking to myself, this is how I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die by some weird thing. Great. This is awesome. I can't fucking wait. I look down, I see only what I can describe as a large shadow, right? Large shadow just fucking like just scurried past. Like, and the lady that was across from me at the other door, I just hear her go, ah! Like lost her mind, right? Now I hear people saying, "Kill it!
Kill it! Somebody kill it!"
And it made me think of that scene in Jaws. Where the shark comes like it's like attacking the beach, and then everybody's just like,
"Does anybody have a gun?"
Like literally that's what they're doing, screaming, right? Now I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but there is something on the floor that's scurrying, okay? And from the shadow, cause yes bitch, it left a fucking shadow, it looked pretty fucking big. So there I am, pressed up as far as I can against this door, praying to God that whatever the fuck this thing is, I don't want to know what it is. So now I'm starting to hyperventilate, thinking like, oh my God, there's like a fucking monster thing. I don't know what the fuck it is, but it's big enough that people are screaming, "Kill it with a gun." So what the fuck, right? Like I'm losing my shit right now. Fucking Kool-Aid Man next to me is like,
"Ah, baby, it's okay."
I'm like, why are you fucking cool right now? Like there's a thing on the fucking train that could eat us. Like I'm losing my mind. Like I could just tell the people around my section were just like doing this, like,
"Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?"
I happen to look down, this fucking thing, and when I say thing, it wasn't a rat. That was not a rat. This thing had to be about this fucking big, okay? okay? This long and like this wide, all right? It looked like a fucking cat, but it wasn't a cat, bitch. It was a fucking rat, okay? This thing, fucking, the guy next to me, it fucking scurried on his feet and he screamed louder than I do, which I was just like, this man's telling me to calm down. Meanwhile, he's fucking screaming louder than me, and this fucking rat ran over my fucking feet. Now I gotta burn my fucking sneakers because I don't even want to. The thought of me even bringing this into my home is freaking the fuck out of me. And how am I supposed to review this palette now? Because all I keep thinking is that this fucking rat climbed on top of my fucking feet. This is going way too long. Somebody on the train pulled the emergency brake, and so we fucking stayed in that one position for what it seemed like hours, days, years. Like, I feel like I definitely, you know, died, was reborn again. That's how long it was. In reality, it was about 4 minutes. I'm thankful to say that this creature only ran over my feet once. When the train pulled into the next stop, you best fucking believe everybody in that train car fucking ran off the train and waited on the platform until we got confirmation that this fucking monster was off the train, and then we all scurried back into the train. And I always say this, I always joke, oh yeah, I've seen a lot of shit in the subway, I've seen a lot of people jerk off, and I've seen people shit. Nothing is more terrifying than a thing this fucking big running over your fucking feet. Anyway, that was my Thursday. I gotta burn my shoes. On today's video, we're going to be talking about the Urban Decay Naked Reloaded palette, which is this little guy right here. But before I give you my overall thoughts, let me read you a little bit about the palette first. Naked Reloaded retails for $44. The Essential Naked palette featuring 12 all-new eyeshadow shades that redefine neutral with Urban Decay's signature formula. Reinvent, redefine, rethink neutral. Meet the Naked Reloaded eyeshadow palette with 12 all-new universally flattering shades designed for everyone, any age, gender, and skin tone. The new neutrals are here, and they're anything but ordinary. Naked Reloaded is the essential palette with the nudes you'll always need, all in one place. Bonus, we made the 4 outer pans in the palette bigger to the shades you'll use the most. From silky mattes and metallics to iridescent micro shimmers, these 12 versatile shadows contain our mind-blowing formula with its velvety texture, rich color, and extreme blendability. No matter where you've headed or who you want to be, Naked Reloaded is all about you, because we all look better naked. I refuse to believe that. So, Naked Reloaded Heat. So for $44, what do you get? Well, babies, what you're gonna get is this beautiful fucking palette. I have to say that the packaging on this motherfucker is adorable. I actually did not expect this from Urban Decay because when I saw it online, it didn't look like there was any sort of kind of plush packaging. I thought it was just gonna be like a normal plastic case bullshit like the last 2 palettes, but no, this bitch is pretty. This is really nice. It kind of gives me vibes of like what I imagine luxury makeup in the 60s or 70s look like. Kind of like really kind of soft, feminine cushion kind of top packaging or whatever. I just think it's really pretty. When you open this guy up, the first thing you're gonna notice, one, besides this beautiful little mirror and these 12 shades, is that you're not gonna get a brush in this. I think that's why the price tag is at $44, where the other palettes range anywhere from $49 to $54. $49 being that fucking disgusting cherry palette, and $54 being the rest of them. Once you get over the shock of not having a brush, you start to go, this is a pretty fucking palette. What I liked about this palette is that it looked very clean. While I do have these colors, I don't know, there's something about it that just kind of spoke to me a little bit more, and I think it was definitely this kind of pop of pink here. And you're probably saying to yourself,
Teresa, but doesn't it look like the fucking sultry palette?
well, yeah, it kind of does. It does. And here's the thing. When I reviewed the sultry palette, I liked it. I thought it was pretty decent, but then I didn't really use it very much after. Like, I think I only used it primarily for 2 different shades, which was the gray and the pink, and that was it. And every other shade in that palette I felt like I had in some other variation that I liked better, and I just wasn't gravitating towards that palette. So I actually gave that palette to my friend of mine because I felt like she would just take better care of it as opposed to it living in the back of my fucking makeup pile to die. Figured let it have a good home. Kind of like, you know, Toy Story. I felt like Andy giving the toys to the little girl. Like, that's how I felt. I think that's why I kind of got excited when I saw this, because I was like, oh shit, I feel like I decluttered a lot of neutralish palettes. I don't really have that many left, so I might as well go buy one, because that's how smart I am, ladies and gentlemen. I really like the layout of this palette. I think aesthetically this is really pretty. I love the fucking background of this. I love how the colors go from like light to dark, back to light again. Is this revolutionary? No. Do you have these colors? Probably. This is basically, you know, Becky. This is a Becky. Becky, the basic ass palette. This is the palette that you're gonna get. Even though I love color, don't get me wrong, I love fucking color. I will fucking have like lime green eyes for days. Sometimes when I'm really, really tired and I've been editing all night and I have to go back to my real job, I want to be very easy with my makeup. And sometimes when I go to work, I like to stick to a very neutral classic palette. And I think that's why I kind of wanted to pick it up. The colors just seem like, oh, these are going to be super easy. I don't have to put any thought into really kind of putting an eye look together when I'm half asleep. Any combination I put together is going to look really pretty. And that's what I like about neutral palettes for that very reason. So, is it any good? Overall, I'm very pleased that I purchased this palette, but I do want to talk about a couple of things that I felt like what was wrong with this palette, okay? First and foremost, they say that the formula is creamy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's not creamy. Some eyeshadows are creamy. Other eyeshadows are rough as fuck, and they hurt, and they feel like sandpaper. I'm looking at you, Dreamweaver, you stupid bitch. This fucking shade right here hurt like a motherfucker, and it's also very deceiving in the pan. You think it's gonna be like this beautiful kind of like gunmetal gray. No, it's not. It actually looks like the shade next to it distilled, except a shittier version. And the same kind of goes for Reputation and Burn, except both of those shades are really pretty, so I don't mind them being in the palette, but these two I'm kind of like, you could have fucking eliminated one. You could put something else there. You could have put a black shade in there. That would have been fine. The mattes in this palette are fine. They're definitely the creamier eyeshadows out of the bunch. Not a lot of pigmentation. You're gonna be there for a little bit trying to build up. So when I first started diving into this palette, I was a little worried because I used the shade Bucked, and I like went in for like a good couple of minutes like, why is there no color? Why is there no color? There's no color. There's no color. Oh, there it is. Like, it took a little bit. I feel like some of these kind of lighter shades need more of like maybe a denser brush as opposed to a fluffier brush, because I feel like I'm getting no pigmentation. However, that goes out the window when I use the shade Retro, because that is one of the prettiest like salmon pinks. I guess it's a salmon pink, right? I don't know, it's a fucking pink, whatever. One of the prettiest pinks that I've ever used. I'm not really a big pink person, but that I was just like, I feel like a girl. Who am I? What the fuck? Am I gonna wear heels now? So the mattes are fine. There is some kick up. There is some fallout. There's fallout, I think I want to say more with the Endgame shade. And when you kind of like slightly dip into the pan, you are gonna get kick up. Granted, it's not like ABH kick up where literally half the pan's gone, but there's enough that you're gonna want to blow the excess out of the pan. I love saying that, blow the excess. Sounds so fucking dirty. You're also gonna notice that on either side that you're gonna have two pans that are bigger than the ones in the middle. And while I do appreciate that Urban Decay feels like I'm going to be using those colors more and I'm going to be wanting them, kind of almost wish that they took the fucking pink shade, threw it over here, and took this fucking white shade and kind of put it where the pink one is. Only because I'd rather have a bigger pan size of that pink shade than anything, honestly. The pink is so good. The white shade, it was so light, really, it was very difficult for that to show up on my skin as well as blur. So if you are darker than me, which fucking 90,000% of you are, you're gonna have a little bit of an issue there. You're gonna have to really kind of fucking get your elbow in there, girl. You're gonna, or boy, whatever, and you're gonna fucking have to like dig into your face a little bit to have any sort of pigmentation. They did blend very nice together. I felt like I didn't think that there was anything muddy or harsh. There was nothing weird about it. I felt like with the Cherry palette, I was getting a lot of like weird reactions with it, where it would either like you blend it into nothing. I did not experience that with this palette. Now the shimmers, some of the shimmers I would say are better than others. Like for example, like the shade Barely Baked is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pale gold. There's something about this that is just so soft and so nice, and I loved putting this on my lid and then having a little bit of Endgame in the outer corner. It just, I don't know, it just kind of brings the look all together. It was really pretty. I loved it. The shade Angel Fire I really, really liked. I liked it a lot more when you put it on your lid. I don't think it's going to look good as an inner corner highlight or anything like that because there's too many sparkles within the shade. There's a purple and pink reflex, and if you're not careful, this shit will fucking explode all over your face. I went in dry. Big fucking mistake. I didn't put anything down. I didn't even use any sort of setting spray. And it burst into a supernova of sparkle cum all over my face, and it fucking sucked, and I hated it. I actually had to use makeup remover to try to get it off my face, and it was really, really difficult. When I used a little bit of setting spray, like a little bit at a time, it worked fine. Do your eye makeup first. Otherwise, it's gonna look like a fairy shit all over your face, and nobody wants that. Reputation and Burn, they're both beautiful. I like them better when you apply them with a finger. The worst shade in the whole bunch is the shade Dreamweaver because, like I mentioned before, it looks like kind of like this really pretty gunmetal color. Unfortunately, it's not. It's deceiving because it looks like it's going to be a beautiful gunmetal color, but instead it's like this shitty fucking brown soot bullshit that has literally very, very little pigmentation. Like you really have to like dig your fucking finger in there. I'm also going to swatch the shade Distilled right next to it so you can kind of see that it literally They look very similar. Why even have both of them? Just have one. And I would prefer them to have distilled because distilled formula is way more nicer than the Dreamweaver one. I hate it so much that I'm tempted to pop this out of the fucking pan and set it on fire. If you have this and you go fucking make it work, girl or boy, I bow down to you, bitch, because I want to see it in action. Because honestly, I don't believe it. I used it today all over my lid and I was like, okay, all right, okay, not bad. I used a little setting spray, kind of gave it a little bit more pop of shit. It didn't really do much, but it did something. And then when I tried to take like this color, I think I used Buck actually in my crease, just add a little bit more pigmentation. It fucking took all the sparkle from Dreamweaver. I don't even know how because I didn't even touch my lid. It literally fucking rained shit all over my face. I had to fucking clean my face off and then I was like, fuck this, I'm not dealing with it today. And I went in with the shade Burn on my finger, popped it in the middle of my lid and it looked stunning. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go this route, fuck it. The shade Distilled, I like it, it's fine. The shimmer shades, the other thing I will say about them is that they are on the chunkier side, especially if you're using some sort of a brush. However, if you're using it with a finger, you don't experience that chunkiness. And I did experience that chunkiness also with a felt tip applicator. I almost wish that they took out the Dreamweaver shade and put either a gray in there, like a slate gray. Fuck, man, that would have been perfect. Or even a black. Oh, I would have took the black, but maybe a slate gray. I think that would have been absolutely gorgeous. Urban Decay, you fucked up. You put this shitty shade in there. You should have put a gray in there. God damn you. So here's the deal. So do I think you need to rush out and get this? No, not necessarily. I think if you have stuff similar in your collection like this is not going to be revolutionary. It's not going to be the thing that you're going to shit your pants over. No. But if you don't have a lot of neutrals and you're kind of shopping around for a neutral palette, I think this is like a nice little staple to have. Even with some of their problematic features, I think at the end of the day, this is a pretty solid palette. And for Urban Decay, that's a plus in my book. I'm not mad that I purchased this. I'm actually happy about it. I think for $44 is pretty fair. However, if you are thinking about getting it, I would recommend waiting till you get like that 20% off coupon for prestige brands. Pick it up then. I think if you pay 20% off, it's fucking fantastic. I don't think Urban Decay is ever going to have a sale on this palette, not for the next couple of months. And Sephora is probably not going to have a sale until, I don't know, probably fucking end of the year. So if you do have an Ulta where you are, and if you don't, I'm so fucking sorry. I really am, because Ulta is pretty awesome, especially with their fucking points and the way that they give out coupons and shit. I recommend picking it up then. Yeah, you don't really need to rush out and get it. But if you do, I don't think you'd be that disappointed. So I guess that's where I'm at with that one. So with that said, let me know down below how you feel about this palette. Do you want it? Do you not want it? Do you not give a fuck? I don't know. Just let me know down below. I love hearing from you guys. So I want to say thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it as always. Feel free to like, comment, hit that subscribe button. It's free. And hit that bell icon for notification of all my future posts. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook. I actually have been doing a lot more live streaming with Alex on some nights for like a couple of hours. So if you want to ask some real weird shit, feel free to pop on his live stream. His name's Alex's Board. Come find him. We talk about a lot of random weird shit. Some of it gross, some of it hilarious, sometimes sad. So on that note, I'll see you little pumpkins later.